Senator Hanson for the second time.
Thank you. My question is to the Minister representing the Minister for Climate Change and Energy, Senator Wong. Would the Minister please explain to the Australian people and what net zero emissions actually means in layman's terms?
Thank you, Senator Hanson. Minister.
I'm not sure how to explain it other than to say it means net zero. I mean, you know, I think, and I understand that the senator. It's one of those situations. I'll think through if I can provide an explanation that makes it clearer than that. But to me, the words net zero are quite clear. I think we all understand what net emissions means. I am reminded of a time when I was Climate Minister and I think Senator Fielding wanted an explanation, and I got in the Chief Scientist to try and take him through it. And we did get to a point where I thought, I don't actually know, and neither did she at that time, how to break it down any further. But I will have a think about that. I think it's a commonly understood objective, and it's an objective that, as the senator knows, that is shared by those opposite, I thought. Maybe not. Well, obviously not Senator Canavan, I know that, but the coalition, I thought broadly, had agreed to net zero emissions by 2050. And your policy. Well, maybe Senator Canavan is indicating a change in policy under the coalition under Mr Dutton. Obviously, I think it's 84%. I could be wrong. Australia's exporters have also, export markets have already signed up to the same target. It was discussed at the G20, so there's broad global agreement about the need to.
Minister, please resume your seat. Senator Canavan.
Thank you, Madam President. Just on relevance there, the question was clearly about the definition of a term. It's a very simple question, and now we're talking about what other countries are doing and signing up to. It's totally departing. It's got nothing to do with the original question.
Minister, did you wish to continue? Senator Wong, have you finished your first question, the answer? Senator Hanson, first supplementary.
Well, actually, I'm gobsmacked from the first answer. I don't know whether I should actually ask the second one. Now you got me. Now, all right. Well, then, how much will the government policy to reduce emissions by 43%, which you don't know what net zero is anyway, by 2030? I would really like to know how much it's going to cost the government by 2050, but I doubt I'm going to get an answer on the first one. But if you can answer my question, how much is it going to cost the Australian taxpayers for this reduce emissions by 43%?
Please resume your seat, Minister.
Well, thank you, President. Thank you to Senator Hanson for the question. And she may be aware that the Labor Party in opposition did model this 43% reduction by 2030 policy and issued the modelling transparently. And that modelling showed that the plan, which includes a 43% reduction, would in fact create 604,000 jobs, with 5 out of 6 new jobs to be created in the region, that it would spur $76 billion of investment, and it would deliver an 82% renewable energy by 2030. So I think what we have seen is generating capacity exiting the energy generation system over the life of the government of those opposite. And that reduction in supply without new capacity coming on stream is central to why power prices
Thank you, Minister.
are doing
Your
what they are
time
doing.
has expired. Senator Hanson, second supplementary.
How is the government's plan to bring more than 1 million immigrants to Australia in the next 5 years consistent with efforts to reduce emissions?
Thank you, Senator Hanson. Minister.
I think, well, first, I'm not sure about the figure, but we have, as a result of the Jobs and Skills Summit, indicated 195,000 places, and that is as a consequence of the capacity constraints in the economy and the skills crisis that we know from talking to business, and if you look at the data, exists. But the focus will be on permanent skill migration, and that will add to the capacity of the Australian economy. It's important to recall that one of the things that we all have to do, and Australia will have to do, is to ensure that the link between GDP and populations and emissions that they are delinked. And that we can continue to grow our economy in ways that don't continue to produce as many emissions. And the way we do that is by these sorts of investments in renewable energy that our plan will deliver.
Thank you, Minister. Your time has expired.
Picture this. A senator asks a simple question. Explain net zero in plain English. And the minister in charge of climate policy freezes, stumbles, basically shrugs on national television. If you think that sounds made up, stick around, because it actually happened in our own Senate this year. Quick favour before we continue, if you are loving this, smash that subscribe button right now. Most viewers have not yet. It takes 1 second, but it helps this channel keep going. Thank you if you did. Now let us continue. So here is the scene. Question time in the Australian Senate. Pauline Hanson stands up and asks Foreign Minister Penny Wong, who was answering for the climate portfolio, to explain net zero emissions in a way an everyday taxpayer could actually understand. Simple ask, right? Well, Wong's answer was basically, quote, she was not sure how to explain it other than to say it means net zero. That's like asking a chef how to make a sandwich and being told, well, it is bread with stuff in it. Hanson later described herself as gobsmacked, and honestly, fair enough. When the person steering the ship cannot explain the destination in plain words, taxpayers are allowed to raise an eyebrow. But here's where it gets interesting, because the exchange did not stop there. Think of net zero like a household budget. You've got money coming in and money going out, and the goal is to balance the ledger. Net zero works the same way with carbon. Whatever emissions go up, you're meant to cancel out through cuts and offsets until the scoreboard reads zero. Simple concept. The tricky part is explaining the price tag. Hanson followed up asking exactly that. What will it cost Australians to hit 43% emissions reduction by 2030 and net zero by 2050? Wong pointed to modelling, claiming over 600,000 new jobs, most of them in regional areas, along with $76 billion in investment and 82% renewable energy by 2030. Sounds impressive on paper, but here's the analogy. It's a bit like a salesperson promising you'll save money by upgrading your car while conveniently skipping the sticker price. Numbers about jobs and investment are great, but they're not quite the same as a straight answer on cost. Then things pivoted to immigration, because apparently everything connects these days. Wong argued that skilled migration, including a chunk of new places announced at the Jobs and Skills Summit, is about plugging skills shortages, not padding population numbers. The bigger picture argument is decoupling economic growth with emissions, meaning you grow the economy and the population without growing pollution at the same rate. Ambitious goal. Whether it plays out that smoothly in practice is a different conversation entirely. Meanwhile, back in the chamber, Senator Canavan jumped in, questioning relevance, because the original question was about a definition, not a global policy essay. Classic parliamentary theatre. At the end of the day, this whole exchange is basically a mirror held up to how climate policy gets communicated in this country. Big targets, big numbers, but when someone asks for a simple explanation, things suddenly get complicated. Clarity and accountability should not be too much to ask for, especially when it's taxpayers footing the bill. Thank you for watching. Your thoughts and opinions are much welcome in the comments below. Just try to keep it respectful. I'll see you in the next one.